Hi everyone, Mr. Peters here with a quick tutorial about how to use MLA format and citation style for your informative essays. So, for those of you who don't know, MLA stands for the Modern Language Association, and it's basically an organization that creates a handbook that uh, academics use as a guide for formatting and stylizing their academic writing. For our purposes, the main reason that we need to think about MLA format is because it's a standard way of recording information about where you get each of your sources that you use in your writing. So this is something that we need to use whenever we use ideas from someone else's text or video or website or whatever it may be. When you're using ideas that are not your own, you need to use MLA format to cite where you got them. So in the helpful hints for drafting document, there's this little section that tells you some information about MLA. And basically, the first thing you see up here is that whenever you provide evidence from one or more of your sources, whether you're providing a direct quote, so something that you have copied from what the author said directly, and you're putting in quotation marks, or whether you're paraphrasing, so taking the author's idea and putting it in your own words. In either of those cases, you have to provide a citation. Um, the typical format for a citation, which is basically just a little note that you add to your text that says where your information came from, the typical form for that for our purposes is called the author page style. So you'll put the author's last name followed by the page number. So in the example I put here, you can see also how this sentence is punctuated with the citation. According to Helpful Hints for Drafting, an introductory paragraph should tell your audience what you're writing about. Peters 1. So the quote is in quotation marks. The author's last name comes first in the parenthetical citation, and then 1 is the page number. And that citation goes at the end of the sentence after the quote and before the period. Um, so one really helpful resource that you can use to check any of the rules about how to do this in some special cases that you'll find can be found on this really great website called the Purdue Online Writing Lab, or OWL. And this is linked in the helpful hints for drafting handout. But it's going to give you all of the different rules for citing sources, and it's going to walk you through them with some really great explanations. It talks about the author page style, which I just told you about. They give you some examples here. One thing that is useful for us to know is that many of the sources that you'll be looking at might not have a page number because they're a website or an article in a database. If that's the case, you can just include the author's last name without the page number. This also walks through some other kind of special cases. The one that might affect you is if you have a source that doesn't have an author, then you can just put in parentheses, instead of the author's last name, a shortened version of the title of the article. So this article is called The Impact of Global Warming in North America. They shortened it to Impact of Global Warming. This page will also give you, like I said, other special cases. You can always check in with me if you're confused, or check on this website. It's got a lot of great information. The other thing you'll see on the Helpful Hints for Drafting page is this Works Cited page. And that's basically a page that goes at the end of your paper that informs your audience what your specific sources are. It's a list of sources that you're going to provide. The thing about MLA with the Works Cited page is that these citations have to be written in a specific format that MLA has kind of defined for us in their handbook. The Purdue OWL gives a nice sample of what this page is going to end up looking like. So you write Works Cited at the top of the page, as they've done here, and then list your citations after that in alphabetical order. So where do you even get these citations? Well, it is not as intimidating as it looks because we have some nice tools to use to help us with that. If you're using an article from mel.org, something really great is that if you go down to the bottom, you'll have your source citation. So you can copy and paste this into your document, onto your works cited page, and that's really all you need to do because they have it set up for you in MLA format already. Another tool that some people have already found is called EasyBib. It can take a website URL or a book ISBN or title or a video URL or a database and create a citation for you. So as an example, I have this article that we looked at in class. I'm going to paste it in here and hit cite it. It'll take a minute to gather information. Click cite this on the correct article. It'll bring up some possibilities from its search engine. You may get advertisements after you do 2 ad-free citations, but that shouldn't be a huge deal. So hit continue to the final step. It'll give you a chance to clean up any details that the website might generate incorrectly. It'll include automatically the date that you access the article. You may need to change that if the date that you actually read this article is different from today's date. It'll fill in pretty much all of these things for you, and once you hit create citation, it gives you your citation that you can then copy and paste into your document. Finally, if that fails, and sometimes it does, EasyBib will sometimes give you mistakes, so it's always a good idea to double check things on the OWL Purdue website. So for that, you can go over to this sidebar and look at, for example, MLA works cited electronic sources, because we're mostly using electronic sources for this project, and this will give you a bunch of different cases of electronic sources and how you cite them. So everything from a page on a website to an article in a scholarly journal to a tweet to a YouTube video. Anything that EasyBib messes up or can't cite, you can come here to either double check your citation and or figure out how to cite it. And as always, you are welcome to talk with me and I can help you out or help you find the right section of this website so that you're citing your sources properly. And I think that's about it. Thank you for watching.